My name is Sikora, and I'm here to talk to you today about the tasty way to a pain-free life. We covered a lot of interesting topics so far, and I think it all kind of links with each other. It's all holistic approach to wellness. It's not only one part. We cannot only improve our health by stopping smoking, but we also have to take care about nutrition, every aspect of our body, and then we can make sure that we're living long. So if you are right now feeling that you're kind of, I don't know, old, congratulations, because many people will never get there, these days. We have, and I want to talk to you today how to be able to be old one day, because it's great to be old. I don't know, I never was old, but I want to be old. I don't want to not having this opportunity. So let's talk a little bit about that. Gerard mentioned something that I'm really happy that he did about the Gerson therapy. If you haven't checked that yet, please do. It's a very important subject. It's a very interesting topic, and it's great to know that there's something like Gerson therapy, that there's different ways than the traditional ones. This Cork Wellness Day is not about being against anybody, definitely not. Unfortunately, and hopefully, the profits from the companies producing cigarettes will drop a little bit after David's speech, but we don't want to be against anyone. So I'm not going to talk about the negative effects of chemotherapy and stuff like that, especially that I'm not a doctor, and I'm not talking to you from the position of being a health, like medicine doctor, anything like that. But I want to tell you about the other aspect, about the good stuff that is available there. And Gerard mentioned about the Gerson therapy. This is actually my big dream, to be able to open clinics around the world with Gerson therapy. Not only Gerson therapy, but other natural ways of healing different problems that we have. So I've seen one of those retreat centers in UK. There's another one in Hungary. There's one in Mexico. It's a fantastic place to be because it's very positive, and I want to create something like it. So what I'm doing right now with the business, basically I'm trying to raise enough money to be able to get that dream come true. So let's talk quickly about some problems that we have today. The biggest problem that we have are of course, health-wise. We're not talking about the financial problems that we may have. But if you look at our health, the biggest problems of today's society are the chronic diseases. And the two main ones are the cardiovascular diseases and cancer. And the statistics are actually shocking in Ireland. Even the Irish Cancer Society, when you go to their website, they say that in Ireland right now 1 in 3 people develop cancer, but by 2020 it's going to be 1 in 2, which means that every second person will develop cancer in their lifetime. And if we don't do anything about it, it will happen. And it's only a matter of time when there will be everybody developing cancer at some stage. So we need to stop this process. We need to do something about it. The cardiovascular diseases are also a huge, huge problem in Ireland. And even if you look at the causes of death between 1960 and 2003, you can see how much the cardiovascular diseases and cancers increased for the overall deaths. These are the overall deaths. So there was like 37% in 1960 and 70% in 2003. And by 2009, it was already 74%. Now it's even more. So that means that 3/4 of all people die of diseases that could be easily avoided. And why am I saying that they could be easily avoided? Well, first of all, there was no such thing like massive cancers 100 years ago, as Gerard mentioned before, and also the cardiovascular diseases were in common 100 years ago. So the breathing would be definitely one of the factors. I want to focus on another factor, why it's happening, why it increased so much. We like to say that we get sick and it's not our fault. And obviously it's a convenient way to say that something is not our fault. But the truth is that when you look at the statistic, only 10% of the problems that are happening are genetics. The rest is nutrition and lifestyle. So nutrition and lifestyle is definitely something that we can control and that we can somehow change. We also mentioned before that our body is made of trillions of cells. Robbie said that before. Our body is made of trillions of small cells. And every minute, there's, of course, that depends on the metabolism. In some people it will be more, in some people it will be less, but on average, 2 million cells die, and 2 new million cells are being born every minute in our body. So if we consider that we are made of those small building blocks, and that they are dying in such a huge rate, maybe we should do something about it. Maybe we should provide good fuel. Maybe we should be able to function better if we have more quality food in our system. Another problem in Ireland, osteoporosis. And again, I'm not going to be talking about the causes and the problems and the things related to osteoporosis. I just want to mention that there is a big problem. And another problem is arthritis. The word arthritis comes from the Greek word atron, meaning joint, and the Latin, it's meaning inflammation. The plural of arthritis is arthritis. So that means that it's like inflammation in our joints. That's what arthritis is. And it's a huge, huge problem in Ireland. So when we have inflammation in our body, we have to look at what can we do to actually stop having so much inflammation in our system. If you look at another problem, which is fruits and vegetables that are losing a lot of minerals. Maybe who here eats 5 portions of fruits and vegetables every day? Very few people. Thank you very much. That's one of the things. Now, we all know that we should be eating 5 or 9 or 12 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. We simply don't have time to do that. And even if we do have time to do it, there's another problem related to that. Fruits and vegetables are all the time losing the minerals and the vitamins because of the fact that we are over depleting the soil. We are producing food on mass scale. We're not really growing food anymore. That's one of the problems. Second problem is toxicity, the amount of pesticides and herbicides and all this different kind of sprays that we have on food that is actually getting into our system in a bigger or smaller form. When we spray something and then we put it into our mouth, that means we get the sprays inside as well, so that we have a lot of toxicity in our body. So if you just look at the root vegetables that lost 75% of magnesium between 1985 and 2002, and then banana that lost 95% of vitamin B6, for example. That's a huge, huge drop. So now we would have to eat like 20, 30 bananas to have the same amount of vitamin B6 like our grandparents had to eat. So it's a big problem. And also, of course, companies like Monsanto. Again, we're not against anyone, but I'm specifically against company Monsanto because they spray a lot of stuff. They modify genetically food. They do a lot of different experiments on people, and I don't really enjoy eating something like that. So who thinks that we actually should change something in our life? Cool, thank you very much, fantastic. So what can we do? What can we do? What is in our range of things that we can actually control and we can do? Well, first of all, we have to look at what is the solution to that problem. Because wherever there's a problem, there is a solution. And we do have a solution. The solution is to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. That's one of the solutions, right? But it's not that easy. It's not that easy because, first of all, we know it's expensive, first of all, to eat organic fruits and vegetables because once you start eating fruits and vegetables, you don't want to get the sprayed ones. You want to get the organic ones from the farms where they grow naturally. But they're expensive, and we have to eat a lot of it. Another thing I want to say is collagen, the role of collagen in the body, and also really very quickly touch on this. Like most of the people think, including me some time ago, that the calcium is the key to the strength of the bones. But it's actually the collagen that makes our bones strong. So we need to look at the levels of collagen in our body as well, and how can we increase the amount of the right foods? Because if we have to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, at least let's eat the ones that are the most beneficial for us. So what are the most beneficial foods for us? Well, the dark green vegetables are the ones that we actually should eat every single day in the biggest amount that you can possibly imagine. They're rich in lutein, which helps the body to produce a lot of collagen. And that's as deep as I'm going to go on the subject right now. Again, I'm trying to be the trailer, not the movie. So I can give you a lot of different information when you come to us after my speech. Beans. Eat a lot of beans. Beans are great for your bones and for your joints because they help the body produce collagen. Another very important, red fruits and red vegetables, like tomatoes and strawberries and grapes. They contain lycopene, which is very important for your joints. And finally, vitamin C, very important for producing collagen in the body. A lot of vitamin C, and also is preventing us from getting cancers and tumors and stuff like that. So vitamin C is very beneficial. So, and the last one is the omega-3, which is contained in the flax seeds. Flax seeds are probably the best thing that you could have, and you should have it every single day till the end of your life. The only problem well, first of all, there is a good side of it, of the flax seeds, because they are so well packed that you can store them for years. Nothing is wrong with them. I mean, the shields, of course. I'm not talking about the packaging of the company. I'm talking about the shield of the flaxseed. So there's one small tip that I'm going to give you about the flaxseed. If you want to eat flaxseed, it's good to grind them, because if you eat them this form, they just go through your system, and they're not being absorbed because the body cannot get through the cover, the shield. So you have to grind them, and then you can sprinkle them over any kind of food. Good amount of flax seeds that you can eat is probably 1 or 2 tablespoons per day. That's all you need to provide enough the omega-3. And again, I could talk to you about the ratios, the omega-3 to omega-6, but again, I don't want to go that deep into the topic. All you need to know is that you need a lot of flax seeds in your body. That's for sure. And I think Robbie would tell you probably a little bit more about why you should eat omega-3. And finally, something that I personally use, something that helps me a lot, something that contains a lot of antioxidants, is probably the strongest antioxidant on earth if it comes to fruits and vegetables, the acai berry that I'm promoting. And the reason why I'm promoting this is because I looked at the scientific research, and it's probably the most beneficial fruit that you can consume. Hard to get, though. That's why they're in form of supplements. Just to give you an idea, this is the comparison of acai berry comparing to other fruits and vegetables on the ORAC scale. So it's massive. Even recently I read in the Sunday Independent, there was a big article about the acai berry and how beneficial it is, and that the Cork is a great market for it. And finally, food rich in glucosamine, because if you are looking at the health of your joints, you want to make sure that you have a lot of glucosamine in your body, because our body is producing glucosamine naturally. Unfortunately, because of the toxins in the food and the malnutrition, unfortunately, we don't provide enough of it. We don't provide enough glucosamine. So there's 2 ways that you could provide glucosamine that I can give you 2 tips today. First tip is actually seafood, but not meat from the seafood, but the actual shells. So if you want to dry them out, grind them, and use them in a powder form, that's a good way to provide glucosamine to your food. And that would definitely increase your joint mobility and get rid of some pains. Yeah? And another one is the one that I'm using, and that's the Monavi Active. And that's probably the best form of providing glucosamine to your body. It's a liquid form, plant-based. But again, this is not about selling this product to you. I just want to let you know that this is available in Cork right now. So if you want to know more information, I'll be there, so I can give you more tips on that and how to use all those products. Basically, there's the most beneficial fruits that we should eat every 3 hours, and that's what's inside them. Like I chose to build my business on promoting supplements for one simple reason, that it's convenient. It can help people to get to their diet whatever they cannot get in a convenient way from the food that we are getting. And it's just alternative way to taking drugs until the end of our life, because the drugs will only stop the process of the disease, and then eventually your body gets used to the dosage of the drug, and you have to increase it. While the supplement can actually just not only stop the process of what's happening, the degradation problem that happens inside your cells, but it can also bring it back to a better stage than they were before.